All right, good evening, folks. Tonight's topic is Chris Watts and why his story is that he copped a plea to save people from stuff, that it's bigger than what anyone knows. It's a lie. Why? Because he can't fathom in his mind of how evil the things he did were. Now I can already see what people are going to be trying to say with this. He might not have killed his family. He might. Here's the bottom line: he was there. All the evidence points to he was there. I would not doubt it if they had a home security system footage, or possibly even recording of voices as the murders were happening. He knew they had him. He tried, he'll say anything to bring, well, there was a hit on your, well, of course there was, Chris, but that hit was only after you were in prison because people think you're evil. So that whole story of, I was protecting people. No, you copped the plea because they were going to call all these people to the stand and bring out that you lied about everything and you killed your family. Uh, you know, it, it's ridiculous what social media can do. And why do the women go crazy over Chris Watts? He's a heartthrob. He's a heartthrob. And you know what? Here's the thing with the system, which the system is broken. There's no way around it. This guy is going to probably try and get parole or something like that. And these are the type of people you don't let out of prison. You he, if I had anything to say about it, he'll never get out of prison. And that's the thing. We let a lot of these people out of prison that have done very bad crimes, and they end up doing even worse crimes than what they were paroled for. So it is a broken system. Why is he lying? Probably he cannot phantom the pressure that he literally, what he did. That's why. Mentally, he is just lost. Uh, I imagine there's a lot of people trying to kill Chris Watts, and I don't blame them. Uh, you know, there was only, if anything, two people to blame: Chris Watts and his girlfriend, maybe, that he was sleeping with. But definitely, the evidence shows, the video shows, the next door neighbor's video proved there was no one else there, or we would have seen that girl there. The home security system in Chris Watts' home would have picked that up. And I bet you the police said, you know, guess what? You got a home security system in your house, right, Chris? Well, and he probably said, yeah. And they probably were like, yeah, we got the footage from that, because that probably automatically went off. If there was screaming or something like that in the house, or they opened up a door, if if she came home that night and turned on the system before she went to bed or whatever, when she came home late that night, the night she was killed, and he opened up a door or something, automatically it would have tripped the alarm and it would have went ahead and started recording anything. So we don't know that maybe they did. But him copping a plea bargain because it's bigger than what people know is a crock of crap. You know, a crock of crap. And I think he might have been a serial killer. He did travel a lot, with his job or whatever, to different areas for oil He was in the oil business. So I'm not buying that story that he copped a plea because he wanted to save people from going through all kinds of stuff or whatever. Like he was innocent and didn't kill him. Well, who did then? Who did it? Whoever did it looked like Chris, drove the same vehicle, and lived in the house. So you guys figure it out. You know, I think it's a crock of crap. I would say no parole because no, I wouldn't take the chance. He lied, and I would say maybe parole, but the extreme of what he did to his children is enough to say no parole, life in prison. That's it. Possibly death penalty, but people don't know. They don't realize what he actually did to his children. Uh, even if his girlfriend was involved in it, uh, why ain't she locked up? There's only one reason why, probably. She could have rolled. She could have gave up information of what actually happened, and they said, well, uh, do this, do that, do this. And that's the only thing I can think of, or she would be sitting in prison. So he did it. And there was no big thing that everyone's he's trying to protect people, making it sound like it was bigger, that other people were involved. And no, he did what he did. The evidence proves it. The videos of him coming out of the house, that proves it. What also proves it is the video of him loading up his truck, and you see a shadow come running up to him. That was the little kid that supposedly he killed all three of them before he put them in the truck. From what the first story was, they were all dead. He killed them all before he even loaded up in the truck. One of them came back to life, supposedly, but them videos have disappeared. And the reason they probably did disappear, because that was the truth. He probably did strangle them, and one of them came back to life. And it shocked him. That's what he said in the original video. And the proof is he's saying he copped the plea because he didn't want to bring down other people that were involved. And if you watched the interrogations of Chris Watts, and when his dad comes in and he's talking to his dad, the first thing out of Chris's Watts' mouth after he's talking to his dad is, get me a lawyer. And his dad said, why? What are you talking? We don't need one. What did you do? And that's when he said, I did it. I killed the her and the kids. And that's when his dad puts his head in his hands and goes, oh my God, Chris. This whole thing of him copping a plea because other people, it was bigger than, is a crock of crap. He did it. He knew it. In interrogation, if he was a perfectly innocent person, he would have never told his father, get me a lawyer. I got rid of the kids and the wife. And his dad couldn't believe it. Oh my God, are you kidding me? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to need a lawyer or whatever. No, I'm not buying this story. I'd say no parole either. And that's what's really going on in the world. Most of these people have done very bad crimes. They do their time, they get paroled, if not death row. And I was watching a video today where there was a doctor on there, and he said that he's paroled people, and they went out and done, and them numbers are right. Somebody that has done a bad crime, murder, uh, something like that. They do their time, they get their parole, they get out, and they do commit crimes. Some worse than what they were put in there for. So I do agree with that. Um, like I said, it's a sleight of hand. Some people say it's witchery, sorcery, it's evil. It might be. They have the right to think that. If them people believe that it's the devil, a witch, sorcery, evil, suck these people, it's their right. They have the right to believe that. And they have the right to act on it. And they're going to find out here that the people that are the professionals soon will be the ones on stand. Uh, of wait a minute, who are you people to tell us what's normal, what ain't normal, what we can do uh, that, or we can't do that you are allowed to do because you sit on a board or you sit on whatever, or you're the president or, so the tables are turning, and that's Jesus working and doing the turning of the tables. Um, Good against evil, whatever it may be. But it's interesting. The Chris Watts thing, it's a pretty much slam the door case. Uh, the evidence was there, and we I'm sure we ain't seeing all the evidence, meaning uh, things, crime photos and stuff like that of the little girls, actually footage of the security system inside the house. Was the security system even on? He might have disabled it because he knew there was going to be a murder. Uh, but thank God for the people that lived around him because they had security cameras. And I imagine other people down the road had security cameras. And I'm sure the police did their job and went through that whole neighborhood. And anyone that had a security camera outside, I bet you they got footage of all of them houses. And afterwards, probably said, hey, we even got inside uh, video and recording of inside your house through your home security system. They had him. He knew it. That's why he didn't cop no plea to get anybody out. He didn't. He ain't getting out for a while if he's even makes it out of prison. A lot of people just can't stand him for what he's done. And I don't blame him. And it ain't nothing about jealousy. These people, well, you sound kind of jealous because the women love him. No. I'm upset because what kind of a trance or spell do these people have on us where this guy strangled his two daughters? One of them came back to life. He killed her again and then shoved her in a 6-inch uh, fill tube on a oil silo. It wasn't even, I think I said it was 8 inches round. You know, come on. I mean, it's unreal. And they're worried about him getting killed. Well, the citizens are worried about him calling hits on people that are covering the cases or investigating it from prison. Everybody thinks we're dumb. Everybody knows in the United States that people are killed from inside the prisons of the United States government. They know that. They ain't dumb. All this hype and it don't happen in America is a bunch of crap to keep you natives restless or whatever they call it. And I'm a native. Hello, Lynn. You know, so we don't believe anything that they're saying, that Chris Watt's saying, any of these. YouTube is a robot. There is no humans behind YouTube. It's a robot. It's been compromised. Social media, everything has been compromised. And I think the government finally has realized that it's a cesspool. And they are now willing to pull the cork and let the champagne explode because it's just madness. Chris Watts did what he did because he was a psycho. Uh, and maybe he did do it because he wanted to be with that girl. Maybe that girl that he was with, Nikki, was involved. And she spilled the beans or cooperated. And that's why she's not in prison. And actually, Chris was the one, maybe she did kill all three of them, you know. But here's the man. Either way, Chris knew about it and didn't go to the police. If it was her that killed all three of his family members, why didn't he go to the police? See, and they want to, oh, well, it's, no. Here's the bottom line. America needs to be cleaned up. And the more we look at these people with kitten gloves, the more they're released back into society where they're raping, killing society. You know, that's just it right there. Is it all corrupt? Yes. They choose who's going to get paroled, who ain't. They choose who's going to get served warrants, who ain't. It's just a madhouse. The system's broke. They know it for a long time. You know, I don't know, but I'm not buying this story. I don't know why women fall for these men, and supposedly he's a heartthrob. I don't know. Maybe them people will be his next victim. So that's what I'm saying. Some of these people got money. They sit behind uh, badges, robes, and stuff like that. And you're going to soon find out that some of these people are going to be convicted of serious crimes that are corrupt themselves. Uh, and this is the Lord turning the tables on the good and the evil, where them themselves who judge us are actually the ones that are out committing crimes, heinous crimes, that are locking innocent people up, accusing innocent people of things. It's happened to me. People calling the police and SWAT teams and everything. It's happened to me. Why? That's because the truth was spoken. And then here comes Satan. Ah! All mad because the truth was spoken. And now the tables are being turned. I think finally the Lord is going to restore our lives to, remember the family stuff? Families used to get together, have big picnics, vacations, going on vacations, camping and stuff. You can actually go camping at one time in America where you could pitch a tent and be safe. People not being raped or killed or shot. These days, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. You can't even go camping with your kids. You can't do nothing in this world. Who's really the criminals? Who's really on lockdown? Us civilians, society. We can't enjoy the country that God gave us, the earth, because we can't go to certain spots without being killed, abused. And this is where the Lord is coming in. He's making them changes. The tables are turning. He's turning over the muddy tables. He's turning over everything. And these things have to happen to once, we should be praying to Lord and thanking the Lord for not wiping this earth clean again and starting over with only the chosen ones to stay on earth. And the Lord's working. The tables are turning as the earth turns. I don't know. That was a soap opera or something. Someone bringing up. But anyways, Lord, thanks for not cleaning the earth entirely yet. Lord, if you can help me quit smoking cigarettes and heal me with my smoking, I'd appreciate it. But where was I? Chris Watts. You ain't pulling the wool over my eyes, pretty boy. I ain't gay. You ain't going to sway me. All the women, he's a hunk. Yeah, I'm not gay. You're going to do time, hard time. And if you make it out of prison, well, you'll be an old, very old man. You're not swaying me. No, not at all. You did what you did. And I'm going to tell you, like a great man once said, and was an actor, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. And then I'm going to repeat it one more time, a phrase from that great movie or TV show. Don't go to bed with no price on your head. And there probably is a price on your head because of what you've done. Probably trying to implicate other people into the triple homicide, and plus 2 little baby girls. So I would imagine there is a price on your head and probably always will be. But I can't do anything about that. I'm sure we can keep you on lockdown the rest of your life where no one's around you ever. But you'd have to stay in prison to do that. I want to thank Jesus Christ, King of all kings, for not letting me grow up to be a nut job killer. Why can't these people just walk away, get a divorce? Well, because they put so much pressure on a family getting divorced. This is what happens when people don't get divorces. They kill their whole families. It's just, ain't it great? Ain't this the greatest country we live in? They put so much pressure on not getting divorces that this is what happens. They should have just walked away and got the divorce and went their separate ways. But there's such a demand on child support, and I can understand where Chris Watts, what he was talking about. The pressure of a man when he gets a divorce from a woman and has young kids is phenomenal. That alone causes people to do crazy things. And the government does not see the problem. Now, I'm not trying to cover for Chris Watts. I'm saying the situation that these people are being put in, they're screwed either way they go. When these people could have separated and walked away, the other one would not. And what happens? You get death. The death of two adorable little girls and a woman. And this whole story, Shanann killed the girls. So, so Chris killed Shanann. This whole thing in his mind was created. I don't think Shanann killed her two little girls. Because Chris wanted a divorce. Now, I'm not saying that does not happen. There are nut women out there. It's very well that she did do that, but the evidence would have came out by now that she killed the two little girls and then Chris killed her. But though I believe the whole thing is a story because he cannot phantom the death that he did of his own blood. And he's lost his mind. These interviews, and I copped a plea deal because I didn't want others to go through what I had to go through. And what others? There were no others. There was you and your girlfriend, and we don't know yet if your girlfriend had a hand in it or not. We don't know if she rolled state's evidence against you and they came in and said, we got footage, video, yada, 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 and your girlfriend that says you are the killer or whatever, or she don't even know you now, So it's a bunch of crap, bunch of bull crap, and that's what's wrong with our system and society today. Is any right person in their mind would have looked at that and said, I want a divorce. But the other one says, I don't want to give you a divorce. So the other one drives the other one nuts until they snap. And then you got mass murder, a situation that could have been easily dealt with. That it just got too ugly. And they failed they failed to see it. They just failed to see it. Out here in the post office, they used to have a big, giant, thick book of FBI's most wanted and criminals in the area. And they were photos and sketches of people that were wanted all the way up to 2020, I think it was. And they took that book out of the post office. And a lot of people were asking, what happened to that FBI book that had all the sketches of all these people that were wanted for crimes that were never found? And they said they took it out of there. So I used to look at that book all the time when I went into the post office to get stamps. And the police and the government left clues on YouTube. Even Sheriff Carter did. These people are right in front of our faces. And I do believe they are. Even though Chris Watts is behind bars, he might have linked up with somebody. He might have an organization. Everybody knows when you go into do time, you got to find somebody. It's hard not to do time without linking up with somebody to survive. And that's another problem in our system where you can't even go into prison and do your time peacefully and get out of there. It's just a ball. It's just evil. The whole thing. I agree with senators, Congress. It's got to be burnt down. We're going to have to rebuild it. The system's broke down. America's hurting. It's hurting bad. Mother Earth is screaming out. And it's time to do something about it. If we don't, it's just going to get worse. Now, does anybody have any problems with that? My opinion is Chris Watts knows he's guilty, and the evidence points to it. And if it was someone else, the police and authorities would have came out and said, breaking news, you know, it was someone else. Like the Ramsey case. I, for years and years, watched the Ramsey case. And I agree with the original guys that said there was no evidence, proof that nobody was in the house. Whoever was in the house left no DNA, left no fingerprints, nothing, no point of entry, no footprints, even leading to the window that was broken. There was snow on the ground, no footprints to it, no evidence of no one in the house except for the family. You know, what is the biggest thing is John Ramsey was worth big bucks. People are like, he wasn't worth that much. Yes, he was. He was worth 350 something $1 million. He sold his business. He was worth big money from what they're saying. And these people went to bed without locking their doors or turning on their security system at night. When you have two children living with you, you're worth that amount of money. If I had that kind of money and I had my kids with me, there'd be laser beams outside my house. People would think it's Christmas if I had that kind of money. I'd have a sea ram in my front yard, you know, to protect my family. It didn't make sense. The whole thing didn't make sense. And all the evidence pointed that there was no one else was in the Ramsey's house. But, you know, they had big money. People, his family was killed. His daughter was killed. He wanted to leave town on his jet that night. The police had to tell him, whoa, 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 we don't think it's cool. You split town when your daughter has been found dead. And he wanted to leave with the rest of the family. That right there that was a sign like, whoa, what's going on? You know, that's just my opinion. Now, we as citizens, even investigating this, well, we might piss off some of these big prosecutors, these big psychiatric people, these bankers. That way we talk, and what happens? We're attacked, blackballed by these people, citizens. He'll never get a loan in this town. He'll never get a home loan. He'll never. That's what happens behind the scenes, folks. You might piss off the police station. Next thing you know, every other day you're getting pulled over and a ticket's being wrote. You know, and what does the judge do? Always sides with the police officer. You could battle it out, but then you got to get lawyers, and who knows how long it'll get wrapped up and how much money you'll sink into the system before you get justice. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. No, I don't know. But I'm not buying Chris's story. I'm not buying all that. I'm not buying all this stuff. It's like I'm starting to believe in witchery and sorcery, that these people cast a spell on these people and they are blinded by Satan or some kind of a, we're drinking a magic potion. Because the stories that I've heard, even about the Delphi case, the Summer Wells case, They're just not adding up. They're like, they're trying to divert. You got the people that are, you know, involved in the case on YouTube and going into people's chat rooms under alts and yada, yada, yada. That's diversion of a case. These people are actually breaking the laws. But they they've given us all that magic potion and we're all blinded by it. Oh, well, they had a rough life. So did I. But I didn't go out and murder or rape and kill, you know. Oh, well, they had a really bad life. Yeah, like I said, I didn't go out and rape and kill because I had a bad life. I went to work and made money, you know, the human way, the American way. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I'm not buying the Chris Watts thing. I'm not buying the Summer Wells story. I'm not buying the Delphi case story. Okay, these people, I'm this close to going back and drinking booze, but I'm not. I beat it. A lot of people are. You didn't beat nothing. Did you go through a 12-step program? No, no. I had kids. You understand? I woke up one day and said, "It's enough." Of course, I did shake in bed for about a week, with cold sweats, a lot of vomiting. I think I crapped myself a couple times. But yeah, there's life after drugs and alcohol without a 12-step program. These people do anything to suck money out of it. Well, you're not cured unless you do this 12-step program. Listen, it's been 20 some years. I haven't touched a drop of alcohol. It's been over, I don't know, I've lost count. I don't want it. I don't need it. Most of it was given to me to keep me in a bad shape. So I went and find out the truth. Nah. Anybody remember the truth? So I'm not buying the Chris Watts story. I'm not buying the circus that the Summer Wells case has turned into. I'm definitely not buying most of the Delphi case stuff that these people are still pumping out today on YouTube. Every other day it's someone else. You know, what does that tell you? That it's a big ring. It was more than one. That's the only explanation was why all these people are being picked up and their phones and everything are being tracked is because they were somehow involved with these people that were uh, involved in Delphi, whether it be through drugs, prostitution, gangs, whatever. You know, that's all I got to say about it. Let me check my chat and see if anyone's in there. Hello, Lynn. Uh, the one who eats peeps is there. Hello, Miss Mishmash. Nah, and there's her sidekick, Bendejo. So, like I said, Lori Mishmash is in chat. Lori, what do you think of Chris Watts? Can I get your opinion? I know you might think he's a hunk. But what is it with these women and men that are attracted to bad boys and killer? And I'm going to be doing a video on that. What is it that attracts these women and these men to these killers that are in prison? I don't know. I don't know, but that says a lot about our society in our world that these people are stone cold killers and these women flock to them. It kind of makes a straight law abiding citizen man want to go out and be a bad boy. Oh gosh, I followed it a while ago, but haven't heard. Miss Mishmash says that she's followed that case, but it makes her sick. Uh, I like a man with a job and morals. Just saying. That's Laura. Uh, she likes a man with job and morals. But if he, if the prison has peeps, I may change my mind. She is sick individual. She's got a problem. She definitely has a problem. Uh, you know, if the prison has peeps, she might change her mind. Now, and that's saying a lot for the women that us men have to live with in America. You understand? And a lot of people are asking me, why are you talking about these robots from Japan? I hear they're lifelike. They're like real humans. Yes. And we might be testing them soon because the society that we live in America is where men are held at such high standards these days that they crack underneath the pressure. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, you're nuts. That don't happen. It's not true. But it is. It is. And I'll be doing a video on it soon. Miss Mishmash, did that forklift show up yet? Miss Mishmash has a little bit of a peeps problem and a cannoli on the side problem. Although she has grown to 500 pounds, she is still nimble as ever on her feet. We had to take her grocery shopping yesterday, so we cut a hole in the roof and airlifted her there. But she's doing good. She lost 1 pound in 1 month and gained it all back with one cannoli yesterday. So, and that's why I usually only do one show a night in America. People are like, who is this dude? That's why, folks. But no, seriously, no joking around. I'm not buying Chris Watts' story. Uh, you know what? I'll let a child abuser out of prison before Chris Watts, someone that killed his whole family, and then tried to blame other people. And then when it came down to it, it was Chris Watts, and maybe his girlfriend. People are saying, well, we think his girlfriend had it. Well, why is she still walking around on the streets? You know, that's the question. Uh, there's a lot of options Chris Watts could have chose. He could have chose to cheat on his wife if she didn't want to give him a divorce, move out of the house. He could have paid her money and still been married to her. But the pressure of sin, of getting a divorce, is phenomenal uh, on a couple, on a relationship. Lori, I seen your new video. Or wait, I think you put a new one out. I'll check it out when I'm done here, Miss Mishmash. Be safe. Did the forklift show up? That's an in-house forklift, so we can move you around room to room. Beep, beep, beep. What's that? Here comes mom. Run. Oh, crap. But now, seriously, folks. Just joking, Miss Mishmash. Tell your husband I'm just joking. But now, seriously, folks. What is the problem in America? The system is broke. Whole society is broke. Why do you think men are not looking for American women anymore? Why do you think women are not looking for American men anymore? Why do you think we're turning towards robots for wives? Or marrying women from other countries? And then that's a crapshoot because we don't know what we're getting when we marry someone out of the country. It might be a nut job from day one. We don't know. Oh God, what am I gonna do? I don't know. But anyways, I'm not buying it. And I did watch the Good Doctor Ramey. Uh, I'm on B Plus channel. She's a woman that is her father, the Good Doctor Ramey, is a psychologist and works for a prison system and the justice system. And he's a psychologist and everything. And I watched his video today with her live, and I was in the chat and everything, talking, chatting. How you doing today, good doctor? I want to give a shout out to the hometown prison, Joliet, which he's from Illinois. So he knows exactly what Joliet prison was like. I lived right by it. So, and he did have some good points uh, that he was talking about the justice system and paroling people. And him himself said that he paroled people that he second thought on after he found out that they went out and committed more crimes. And that's got to be pressuring for the great Dr. Reamer, or Reamer. I don't know how you want to say it, but that's got to be pressure on him, uh, knowing that he paroled people because he believes in parole and he believes in uh, live and let live. You know that people shouldn't die and everything, and I respect that. I understand that, good doctor. But in the real world, these people live by the Bible and they want eye for an eye, and we all know that it's wrong. If we do follow the Lord, we have to forgive and forget and go on. Even though our families were killed or whatever the situation may be. So we do our best, you know. And this whole thing that Chris Watts had a hit on him, and this was all because of that. No, Chris Watts probably did have a hit on him, but it was only after he was found guilty and was in prison for a while that someone probably wanted to kill him in prison. There's people in prison that go to prison that are just bank robbers. They don't hurt kids, they don't kill their wives or whatever. It's like a society within the prisons, and they frown on people like that. Police officers that done bad things and then they have to do prison time. They look for certain people. So, yeah, I would imagine, and there probably will be more death threats or hits in prison on Chris Watts his whole rest of the time that he's in prison. But hey, he did the crime. Now he's got to do the time. Don't go to bed with no price on your head. Don't do it. Don't do it. And remember the most lyrics right there. Keep a phone book taped to your butt. Yeah. Out. No joke. I don't know what these people, these people, they miss jail so much. They commit a crime. Some of these people are so crazy, these hardcore gangbangers and stuff. I need a vacation away from the kids and the wife. Well, take a vacation. I am. They go out and commit a crime, go to prison, kill somebody, and what are you doing? I'm getting a vacation. I miss the homies. It's madness. It's madness. So I'm not buying a story. I'm not buying any of their stories. Not one bit. None of their stories. Uh, you know, the machine is turned on. The Lord is working the earth, the United States. We're finally turning the tables. We're finally finding out the truth that the people that were telling us we're idiots and crazy were actually the ones that were idiots and crazy and wrapped up into things. It ain't just society, there's bad all over, even within the governments. Uh, oh, Miss Mishmash, I was joking. You look incredible. I seen your video the other day of the 60s and you were in that skirt. Tell the husband he's a lucky man. You look great. I'll tell you what, all that peeps weight went to the right places. You look fine. Look great. Keep making them videos. You sound great. The new piano sounds good. I see you got a new Yamaha. Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. But there you go on them cases. Uh, I'm just not buying their story. The Summer Wells case has turned into a zoo. It was Don Wells. Okay, it was Don Wells. Okay, what? Why didn't anyone come clean and say it was Don Wells? Why did they all? They all had a hand in it. They all were abusive. They all were under investigation way before uh, Summer came up missing. And is Summer Wells still alive? Well, we all wish and hope that she is, that maybe they trafficked her. But I can tell you this much, just my experience in watching these cases, she got found out way too fast. And it went social media way too fast. And the people that did take her, if she was trafficked for sex or whatever, a drug debt paid or whatever, probably, I hate to say it, got rid of her because there was so much heat and way too much. It was too fast. Do I think she was dead before the photos or whatever, or for what they're saying? Probably. She was probably either dead or missing way before they called the police. You know, it's like the Gabby Petito case. Uh, I say she was dead way longer than a month. They're saying a month, 3 weeks to a month. I'm saying longer than that. I think that fool, Brian Laundrie, drove around with her dead body for a long time, not knowing what to do with it. Uh, and then finally did what he did. So, yeah, it's just, and there was proof in that case that he was using social media and hot phone or whatever, or a phone to communicate back and forth between Gabby and him, using her phone to make it look like she was still alive. And I believe that went on for longer than what they think. You know, I would guess she was probably dead a good month, if not longer, 2, 3 weeks, over a month. So, you know, I would say, yeah, yeah. And you're going to find out a lot more things. Like I said, the data reports, they don't lie. The YouTube accounts and all the stuff that's going on and all the alt accounts and fake accounts, just how these people were lured to their deaths. And we're finding that some of these people that had these alt accounts are actually government people, or fake accounts or stuff had government connections, and that's why the case took a turn in some of these cases, is because of the situation they got themselves into, where they're corrupt, and them themselves use hot phones. Even police do. You know, we're working. A lot of them use this. We're undercover. No, it's a hot phone. You're a drug dealer on the side. You run a crew, but you wear a badge. And that's how this all blew. It just boom, 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 boom. Big, big, giant thing exploded. I think Doug Carter is right. They're watching us, Mr. Carter. I do believe anybody working on this case that's close, I do believe they're watching us. Had nothing to do with us. It had nothing. It's bigger than what they thought. It's a bigger organization, and probably these groups could be like the FBI was saying and the government was saying. They're actually crews. They belong to these YouTubers belong to crews, families, gangs, whatever. And their viewers are actually their gang members now, they're saying. This is unbelievable. This is huge. This is like another this is just huge. It's phenomenal. It's it's enough for me to say, to call the White House and say, no, let's bring Putin to the table. Let's bring Ukraine to the table. Let's work this out. We got a problem, and it's all over the world. It's even in Russia. It's in China. It's everywhere. You know, it's huge. This is a serious, serious thing. My opinion. That's my opinion. You know. So there you folks go. Have a good night. Be safe. I'll be back here with a video. Why do men and women love the bad boys? Then why? Yeah, and I'm also going to do a video. Why is it that we, the people, are made to feel bad when we get rid of these bad boys, when we track them down and get rid of them? You always see the family members. I can't believe they killed him. I know he was part of a mafia crew or whatever, killing massive amounts of people involved in prostitution, child porn, drugs, all kinds of stuff. But the American citizens made out to be feel guilty or something. That gangbanger. They took him out because he was killing kids, and then the parents. How could they do this? It is a catch-22. We're danged if we do, and we're danged if we don't. Yes, they were humans. Yes, they should have never been taken out. But we live in a society where it ain't that like that. That's what I'm trying to tell people. I wish it was where we all can live in peace. I swear I do. But it ain't that way. So, it's unreal of what we're seeing. And now a lot of them are coming out saying, you got to watch out because these people will try and control you. They get their claws in you. Next thing you know, they'll try and control your whole life. And that's true. And that's why I'm out of the business. I'm out of the whole crime fighting business. I'm out of the whole YouTube thing. The whole thing. Now there's evidence coming out that Benny Keys, Blood Money Benny Keys, is a part of all this madness and knew that and didn't come. Well, why didn't they come out and tell the truth? Well, because they were making money on social media with gangs or whatever that is, chingy chitty bang bangs. I don't know. No, I don't know Benny Keys, so I don't know these people. So why do they do the things they do? I don't know. To make money, I guess. I don't know. I'm out. I wash my hands. I'm Pontius Pilate. What do you want me to do? I'm washing my hands of these people's deaths. I don't want nothing to do with it. It's nuts. Possession. A lot of people now are talking. What is actually going on? Well, it could be demonic. It could be everything they said it was. And we just didn't want to listen. We didn't want to believe. We wanted to overlook it because all of us probably are sinners. So everybody wanted to overlook it, but most are more sinners than others. And that's probably why I'm still alive, because the Lord knows. You know, I just ain't that kind of sinner. Good God, if I even yank my baloney, I feel guilty for a couple days. And I barely do that anymore. I got too much Toronto in me, or whatever they call that stuff. Testosterone. I don't care. Whatever they call it. That's the problem with me. Anyways, I'm going to do some curls, watch some more YouTube. Oh, I did curls my arms for hours and hours yesterday. Now I'm doing triceps tonight. French triceps. You hold the weight over your head. So I'm going to go. I'll be back later, maybe. Oh, folks, make sure you check out Dave Levine's Guitar Theory. That's on tonight. Now, you folks have a great night. I'll be back. And remember, I'm a moderator for some of these channels. So you might not see me in a channel, but I'm sitting back in the nest waiting for yous to come in and pick you off. Like the buzzards that you are. You guys have a great night. Be safe. And keep an eye on your kids. And you know what my advice would be? Keep your kids home at night. When the lights go out, make sure your kids are at home. When the street lights come on, 8, 9 o'clock is a good curfew. That's the kind of curfew I had when I was growing up. A school night, you had to be home by 8 o'clock or whatever it was. Street lights go out. It's time to come home. And what happened to society, morals, integrity? I don't know. We're trying to get them back in America. Now, you folks be safe and have a great night.